You're going to have that problem, but all along you will have my promise that I love you, you're very valuable to me, I will never forsake you, and I will be with you. You have that promise. And that's a message for you and me today, because often when you and I have problems, you know, when you and I have a problem, what often becomes a bigger problem than the problem is how you and I see the problem and the lens that we look through the problem. Because all too often when we have a problem, we sometimes think we're the only one that has the problem. And then we exacerbate the problem. We think, well, I've got a problem child. I've got a child that's not doing well in school, or I've got a child that's misbehaving, or I got another situation going on, and I'm the only one that does it. Boom, you've already exasperated the situation. Let me tell you, let me give you a backstage pass this morning on the human condition. All God's children got problems. Stop doing this silly, immature stuff of getting on social media and other places and constantly comparing yourself to somebody else, some other family, some other situation, and thinking that your problem, oh gosh, listen. Here's the problem. The problem is the perfect parent can only produce the perfect child. So if you see imperfection in your child, if you see imperfection in your student, if you see imperfection in your family, you're going to think, well, it's all my fault, because perfect parent can only produce the perfect child. No, let's just go ahead and clear the air. You are imperfect. Say, I am imperfect. Because if you're not, you're claiming to be Jesus. Come on, somebody. He's the only person who has ever lived without sin. What does sin cause? Causes chaos, causes brokenness, causes separation from us and God, and then it also causes separation from one another. That's what sin does. All of us are a part of Adam's fallen race. We all have certain imperfections. We're not going to parent exceptionally well all the time. We're not going to be the model employee all the time. We're not going to be the model supervisor or manager all the time. We're going to make mistakes. The healthiest people realize that, own that, learn from their mistakes so that they can be better and more mature at handling future challenges and future problems as they come along. It's part of learning. It's part of growing. It's part of maturing. What you and I are called to do as followers of Christ is to see our problems in light of God's promises. If you view your problems alongside of God's promises, you'll see your problems entirely different. You say, okay, I got a problem here. I got a situation. I've got to address it. I need to handle it. Can't sweep it on the rug because it'll still be there. But God's promise of loving me, God's promise of never forsaking me, God's promise of valuing me and wanting what's best for me, if I surrender myself to that and ask God what He can teach me through this problem or through this challenge, how I can grow from it, God will bless us and mature us and grow us through life's problems and circumstances.